poet was ready for another chance at civil war. Your eyes were so golden, and I marched right off of the ledge you made and landed in a velvet grave. I thought I heard someone say a prayer, and the words felt stolen. For crying out loud, get it right. Your love's just a ghost in the night. Close your eyes and it disappears. 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 And I couldn't stand the sight of it. I couldn't stand it all. And the way you made the truth escape, I couldn't tell you from a snake. You had your bright double light are so golden. For crying out loud, get it right. Your love's just a ghost in the night. Close your eyes and it disappears. 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 Close your eyes and it disappears.
Does music play the same role in all of your lives that it did before you became professional musicians? It's a pretty simple question.
Cool. Well, first of all, we're just semi-pro.
Okay.
But for me personally, I feel like in a lot of ways it's the same. Where it's just, in a lot of ways I still, like Jeff was saying in the beginning, that the purpose of art or whatever is to, or a big part of life can be to seek after it, or to, it's something abstract that you can connect with. And in a lot of ways, my relationship with music is still one of a fan, and one is it's not our music personally, and my music it is an outlet in some ways, but sometimes it hasn't detracted from the amount of times I'm enamored or moved by somebody else's music, and in some ways it's just deepened the appreciation and respect. So I guess like anything, it's evolved. It's probably more multifaceted than it was when I was younger, but in a lot of ways it's the same, I guess.
I think with any artist, once you make the connection between viewing an art and then creating an art, the connection becomes a little bit easier. So, like for me, when I was a kid and was listening to music, I just thought, oh, I really like that part. And then when you start creating music, and then you come up with a part, and you realize kind of where you stole it from, you know, there's kind of that connection there too, where you see like, oh, I'm creating this art. I think it's just a progress. I don't think there's necessarily your appreciation of the thing doesn't become different, but it does change in the sense that you feel a little bit more of a part of it. But I think we do that with all sorts of things, not just music. But going back to Jeff's initial point of just that's why we're here, that resonated with me pretty good, and for that reason.
It feels like there's a connection too. I'm sure you guys can relate when you're making films and whatnot. Like something you're passionate about, something that you'd rather be doing than sitting in an office. You know, something that you're not quite into. But for me, music has been something. When I was your age, I've thought about, you know, this is something I want to do my whole life. You know, I want to just somehow make a living at it, but it's not the most viable way to make a living, obviously. And so I've tried escaping it a couple times, but an art form like music's not something you can escape. It always comes back and gets you, and you have to embrace it. You know, you have to accept it and love it on every level, I suppose. So.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of been such a part of our lives from the time we were 13, 14 years old that it's kind of been something you've wanted to do your entire life, and so it would be, for me, it'd feel weird to have it not be part of my life, because it's always what it's just who I am, yeah. And there's been things that have other interests that have come and gone in my life. You know, I've been really interested in certain other things, but then the consistent thing has always been music. You know, going back and picking up the guitar, and I also think the way I've listened to music has changed so much over the years. Like I realize you start appreciating hearing things, or I'll listen to a song that I really loved years ago, but I haven't heard for a long time, and you hear new things every time, and it's a constant evolving thing.
It's always getting back to
and there's nothing, you can never learn it all, you know, and there's always something new to learn, or there's always a different way to listen to a song. Like this time I'm going to listen to the drums and the bass as opposed to the guitar, you know, things like that. And in that way, I think I get just as excited about it now as I did, you know, 20 years ago. But it does feel, it's bizarre sometimes to actually feel like you're kind of doing what you always wanted to do too. Like I've wanted to be a dude that travels the country and plays shows ever since I was 13, 14 years old, and now I've been doing that, and that's kind of a crazy realization, because I still feel like I'm a kid in Utah playing in the basement. You know?
There's still never any line that we crossed where we're like not professional, now professional. It's still a blur to us, and you know, may always be, I guess.
Yeah.